Question.
Yeah.
Do I have a pussy? Yep, let's go home. The Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card.
This isn't your typical credit card. With the Chime Credit Builder, you are in control.
Building my credit was a journey with its fair shares of ups and downs. I wish I had had the Chime Credit Builder when I was navigating through that credit building. It would have made those first steps so much smoother. And it's not just about the features. It's about the peace of mind and the empowerment that comes along with them. Start building your credit up. Open a Chime checking account with at least $200 qualifying direct deposit to get started. Get started at chime.com/WT9. That's chime.com/WT9.
From red carpet events to workouts and even my walks with Moose and Diggy, Skims is my go-to. The Fits Everybody collection of underwear is super lightweight and molds to your body. The buttery soft fabric stretches to twice its size without ever losing shape, meaning you get a perfect fit every single time. They're also available in sizes XXS to 4X. Believe the hype, Skims has over 100,000 five-star reviews for a reason. The Fits Everybody collection and more perfect fit essentials are available now at skims.com. Plus, get free shipping on orders over $75. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows.
Welcome back to Wild Til 9.
Welcome back to the pod.
Welcome back to the podcast. Hi, Lauren.
Hello.
Hi, Boob.
Hi, Diggo. Hi, Diggo. Oh, my. Okay, so I know that you thought that you were tuning into Wild Til 9 today, but we're actually here on a new episode on the set of Maury.
Are you the father? You've heard of Are You the One? You've heard of Maury?
Yeah.
Are you the dog father?
Are you the dog father?
We have had a scandalous week.
Oh, my entire world. This is really a reflection of like how not exciting, like I have no drama in my life because this really, I had trouble falling asleep after we uncovered this the other night.
This has taken over your life.
Oh my God. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. And the DNA tests arrived today.
But we should probably give some context.
Yeah, the backstory.
Why are we ordering DNA tests, babe?
Okay, so I was looking for a photo in my camera roll from 2017, an old picture. And when I was adopting Moose, the family had sent me a photo being like, oh, this is a picture of Moose's dad. Like, this is what, like this is going to be half of Moose's, DNA or whatever. And I was like, oh, so cute.
Well, they sent two pictures, to be fair.
Well, no. So this one was in 2017. They sent that photo.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, so cute. Moose's dad. And so like, I never really thought about it. But then this whole Diggy, Moose's dad has come full circle as we now have the Diggy, the Moose's dad. The Diggly Wiggly. And
Diggly Wiggly.
So when I went back to go find that photo, I was like, oh my God, I have a super old photo of Diggy from 2017, 6 years ago. I'm looking at this photo, having believed that this was a picture of Moose's dad for 6 years, but we have Moose's dad in our house here. I'm looking at this photo and I'm like, that's not the same fucking dog. Who is this? Who is this dog?
I didn't believe it for a second. I thought you were jumping to conclusions.
Yeah.
I thought Diggy's coat had just changed.
I know.
Because the color is similar.
I know Diggy.
The color's similar.
I know what our Diglett looks like.
Yeah, it's true.
I know what our Diglett looks like. I've spent, anytime Diggy gets like literally the smallest like new little bump, I notice it.
Oh, I hear from the other side of the house, what is this? What is this? Which is only like triggering to me because that's the phrase I used when I raised my Huskies. When we would find something that we were not supposed to find.
That you're not supposed to find.
Yeah, but like they ripped up some ridiculously.
Oh. No, this is like when I find like a new bump or a new like weird little scab or something.
No, like ours was like we found them like they had torn they had destroyed something and we were like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it didn't matter which one did it with those three words and the ears go back.
The ears go.
Now the what is this from you is
we need to book a vet appointment.
Yeah, it elicits very little response from the pups.
Yeah,
but you really hone in.
Elicits a response from you.
I know that within 15 minutes max, probably 7 to 10, after I hear, what is this? I'm going to get a notification in my inbox.
A calendar invite.
That says the vet appointment is next Tuesday.
Yes.
We'll be discussing everything.
Yes. So I'm looking at this photo. I'm like, that's not Diggy. I understand that like dogs, as they age, they get freckles. Sometimes they get like the powdered sugar snoot. You know what I mean? Like the fur can change over the years.
I just realized that you and Moose got your first grays about the same time. Sorry, go ahead.
Why would you bring that trauma back up?
And today I choose
violence. You will not be getting a mini pizza when I make you it tonight.
Smooth, don't say that.
That's the severity
Please,
of
I
it.
was kidding. Please.
I didn't have mini pizza. So it's just like, I understand that sometimes, freckles appear, fur can change color slightly, but like I would say most drastic fur color changes happen within like the first year of a dog's life for the most part. And like the difference is Diggy has like a couple inches of white on the tail. The whole back right leg looks different. The coloring on the face is different. The snoot freckles are different. His general stance is different because if you've ever seen a photo of Diggy and Moose next to each other, Diggy is kind of shaped like a beach ball and Moose is a little more elongated looking.
Well, although Diggy now does have some mild arthritis,
yeah,
I've noticed that every picture I've ever seen of Diggy or video, no matter how old he was,
yeah,
kind of looks like he had arthritis. Like his posture is that of someone who likes to be curled in.
He just likes to sit like Eeyore. That's his natural stance.
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
So fast forward 2 years to 2019, and we stayed in touch with the family that we got Moose from because they're just super nice, and we've stayed in touch, exchanged photos or whatever. 2 years later, 2019, they sent me a picture because they were like, oh, something funny happened today. I saw you post a picture of Moose with like a toy stuck on his head, and I had to send you this photo of Moose's dad, Diggler, with a protein.
Not the full name.
A protein powder. Well, because they called him Diggler.
Right,
and
yeah.
But they were like, oh, I couldn't find Diggy today out in the yard. And when I went looking for him, I found him with a plastic jar of empty protein on his head. And
He was just getting some bulk, babe.
he was just getting his bulk.
weigh in.
Yeah, he was getting his weigh in. And which I'm sure, I mean, hopefully it was like truly empty. But anyways, I went back to that photo after being like, who the fuck is this dog in 2017 that I have had a photo saved in my phone of for 6 years. And that actually was Diggy. So I'm spiraling and weighing the options.
We're going to put the picture up, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll put the comparison photos up too so you can see like the difference of
Side
like
by
tail
side.
color
Yeah.
and like the body shape and stuff. I realized that I've never gotten a photo of the mom, who I know is the same colors as Diggy and Moose. So that might be a picture of Jill. They also may have just had another male bull. We also can't see if there's a wean or not. So it also might just be a totally different bull terrier that they also had.
And Diggy, when we got him pre-neuter, had a bulbous wean.
Oh my God, Diggy was fucking packed.
Stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, this man, it was unreasonably large.
Especially for his little body.
No, it needed to go.
Yeah, so anyways, wean aside, we don't know who this dog is from 2017. And of course, I could send the photo to them and be like, hey, who do you think this is? But it's so much more fun to spend $300 on doggy DNA genetic testing.
When I tell you that I walked downstairs from finishing up work and Lauren had Diggy's like immigration
I had his passport. I had his
family
papers.
tree, everything that she could. I mean, it looked as if we were about to go into a full investigation.
We are about to go into a full investigation.
No, you looked like someone who was like chasing down like unpaid child support 20 years later.
I don't want child support, but we've called them like this. I mean, it's how often do you get the opportunity to adopt your dog's dad? And now that we have our dog's dad, I'm like, oh my God, are you actually the dad?
Or do we?
And like, I just want to say that this changes absolutely nothing about how much we love Diggy.
No,
because
if you're not the dad, you're out of here tomorrow. Immediately. You got to go.
No. But Diggy is registered with one of the, it's not AKC, but it's another one of like the doggy registration.
The Hungarian
whatever's.
Kennel Society?
It's one of the more, no. It's like it's a worldwide database.
WKC?
No, it's like IDC or something.
Okay.
Anyways.
WWDC?
Or IDF maybe?
IDF? IVF?
No. I can't remember what it's called. And it's not going to come to me. But we are going to now further investigate to see if Diggy is in fact
GPA.
the dad.
Good Pup Association.
Good Pup Association.
Yeah.
Moose is also registered to that one as well.
Well, sometimes. He gets his revoked every once in a while.
Every once in a while. After he eats a dirty, snotty Kleenex.
Yeah.
So that's been the excitement of my week. The DNA tests arrive today, and I'm so excited to, I just know it's going to be, I wonder if I can pay for expedited processing.
If you can, I'm sure you'll do it.
I will do it for sure.
I should send my DNA test in.
Yeah, Jeremy, we just know that you are afraid of needles, and I'm pretty sure there's a blood prick situation there. And
what?
I think it's one of those ones. I don't think it might be a spit.
If it's not a spit, I'm never taking that.
That's exactly what I
like.
was.
It's one thing to make me pay to send my DNA to BlackRock. It's another thing to make me pay, and you're going to hurt me.
You are so dramatic. You are so dramatic.
I just think that my blood should stay inside my body. Sue me.
Okay. All right.
I can't be the only one with the stake.
Your blood should stay inside of your body.
Yes.
My mom has a friend whose dog donates blood every month. Isn't that so sweet? I never even thought about how like that would be a nice thing to do.
I have so many follow-up questions. Starting with, do dogs have different blood types?
I don't know.
Shoshana.
Show? Can we get a Google?
Could you enlighten us?
I feel like probably, right?
Welcome back to Wild Til Science Podcast.
I'm so glad this is an
Wild
educational
Science
class.
Podcast. Yeah, babe. I want to know.
Yes, they do. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different blood types found in dogs.
Holy shit. How many different types do humans have?
There's 8. 8 humans, 7 dogs.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, so anyways, they take their dog. She's a service dog, and she goes to they go to elementary schools and kids read and they practice.
That's
they gain
so nice.
they gain confidence in their reading as they read to this golden retriever, and then she goes and donates blood. That's a dog who is just racking in the good dog karma points.
Can you imagine how not well behaved both of our boys would be?
Moose would if I signed Moose up to donate blood, he would slaughter me in my sleep. He'd go for the jugular.
I mean, I'm with him because giving blood is.
You and Moose are quite similar in that respect.
I mean, I've said this before, but the fact that the last time I went to give blood, they said we don't need you to come back anymore.
To get passing out.
Yeah.
Also, no one wants a 6'4" guy to go down passing
Well,
out.
it was like
it's one
we've
thing. It's
got to
like
use this table for some other people,
Yeah.
and you don't ever finish, and you take up the table twice as long as everybody else, sir. You
and
need
you need
to stop
3
coming.
juice boxes and 3 lollipops for us to revive you.
Like when they're saying we're good on your blood type,
Yeah,
I go, but
stop
I've
coming.
got we don't need it. I have the most
Stay
common
home.
blood type in the world. They don't need it.
Right, stay home. Thank you so much for your service, but stop coming. Oh, Diggo. So that will be a saga that will continue on as we get the results back. And I've just like never thought to do breed testing because like bull terriers have quite distinct head shapes. And I just really feel like there's no other breed that they could
It's like
be
Hey
mistaken
Arnold,
for.
but like goes forward.
Right, exactly. It's literally like the other way. If you were to rotate Hey Arnold and like change the eye placement by 90 degrees, you get a bull terrier. So I've never gone
An inverted
I've never
hammerhead shark.
thought to do breed testing because I think it's quite obvious. But imagine it came back like 10%.
Are we gonna do if we have a
Wiener
Chihuahua
dog.
poodle?
That'd be crazy if there's gotta be if Diggy is registered in like the database, then he should technically probably come back as 100% bull terrier.
Who registered in what country, where, when, how is it registered?
I forget. I can get his file in his folder and his
I'm
passport
good.
out again.
Do people know that he's from Hungary?
I think we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
That he's from Hungary.
He speaks Hungarian.
He was
That's why we
born
can't
there.
communicate as well as Moose. And that's why he didn't know sit
He
for a
doesn't-
while.
he didn't know
Because
sit.
we didn't know how to say it in
How does
Hungarian.
it sit in Hungarian?
Chyca.
It just make those. That's just throat noises.
Chyca.
Ool.
That doesn't even sound. Ooh.
Ew.
It sounds like remember those toys as a kid? It was like a tube, and you go.
One more time.
It was like a tube, and you'd flip it upside down. And
Okay, what's next on the call sheet?
babe, tell the good people of the pod what you learned this week. The newest term.
I wish that I could deflect.
Tell the good people of the pod. Also, this is just like Jeremy, you are an ally.
Okay, so I've heard this word thrown about in a few circles, and I've never had the courage to investigate.
Right.
And also, it
To
seemed like
UrbanDictionary.com.
right, and it seemed like
Yeah.
a word that if I searched it, it would have negative consequences on my retargeting and ads.
Your algorithm.
Yeah, for some time.
Sure.
And so I asked Lauren a simple question, and we'll play the video here. What a bussy is. That's not
BUSS.
B as in boy, B as in Bravo, ussy,
Ussy. A bussy.
a bussy.
What a bussy is.
And from what I've gathered, and it's a mixture of what you've told me sarcastically,
sure.
and then the 19 not so the 19 otherwise informed people, which I gotta say, about a half dozen of the DMs that I've got in my inbox since then are, I think, some potential suitors who I think are confused. But a bussy is the entering for a man?
So I'm going to just give it straight to you from Urban Dictionary. Is a boy pussy, the asshole of a male.
Stop.
He gave up that bussy in jail. He has a nice bussy. Is a gay term used for a man's anus. So what men call their love hole. Oh, he stretched out my bussy so wide. Oh.
Question.
Yeah.
Do I have a bussy?
You already know that's going on TikTok. You will see. I don't know if
Do I have to like men to have a bussy?
Yeah, I think maybe.
Okay.
I just feel like all of our gay friends though would tell you that you do have a bussy,
Okay.
but I don't know if you should go about saying that.
I don't want to tell my mom. Gil never gets what I learned today.
Well,
I shouldn't have sent that text already.
no, maybe
Okay.
not. And so then the next thing that we learned that this transpired into was learning what a budussy is.
Oh, I don't think I got that.
A budussy.
That's intermediary.
Which is booty, dick, and pussy. So it smells like a budussy. It's a noun, pungent odor of 3 combined sources, butt, dick, and pussy. Odor is routinely caused by vigorous sexual activity using all 3 sources at once. Also accompanied by a sweaty, humid room atmosphere. Their apartment always smells like budussy.
Country of origin, please.
For sure, America.
That's yeah.
For sure, America.
I feel like we could, I don't know. There's certain words that make me really feel confident about being straight, and that's one of them.
Well, I would say that budussy is from probably you need a penis and a vagina to make budussy.
What Lauren's trying to say is budussy is straight.
Yeah,
and bussy
budussy.
is
Yeah,
gay.
because bussy is gay, right?
Okay, how well, okay.
Because if to make a sexual odor of budussy,
Right.
you need butt, dick, and pussy.
Oh, okay.
I hate the word pussy for some reason. It's so
It's not for me.
It's so just like violent to me.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Okay, so I've had budussy before, is what you're saying?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I haven't.
We've never made budussy before.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah. So feel free to not answer that question. If you want mini pizzas tonight, cooked by me, you will tell me that you've never made budussy.
I can tell you right now, I don't recall at this time.
At this time, great,
Yeah.
great answer. And so I feel like the missing context is where bussy came from in the first place is that there is this new TikTok country singer the whole thing is like very odd and a little queerbaity in my opinion.
Queerbaity.
Because it's an alter ego of another art. I forget what, Jake something.
Wait, is this
Jake Hill.
Wait, hold on. This is the audio that I was in the middle of doing something nerdy.
Yes.
And like a room away.
Okay,
I heard,
here are the lyrics. He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. I kiss him on the neck. I kiss him on his neck and I kiss him on his neck and then he kisses on my bussy. Call him daddy while I holler. Man, that boy's so damn good looking.
well,
Looking.
look, felt part of the, I mean, and they say chivalry's not dead, 1. And 2, poetry.
Absolute poetry.
I think if you put that,
He kisses on my bussy.
can you, wait, this is the one with the country accent too, right?
Yeah. So
Go
anyways,
ahead. Can we hear your country accent? Just like a quick.
he's bouncing on my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe.
Okay. Never mind.
Kissing on his bussy.
Kiss on his bussy.
On his bussy.
Okay. Is bussy a word that you can say on the radio? Is like, will we get edited or screened for that or?
Well, I mean, are we gonna put this on a little AM FM? Probably not. So I think we're okay.
I'm just saying, like, is bussy a word that you could use in public?
I mean, majority of people in the world probably don't know what a bussy is.
Really? I thought I was the last person. It felt like I was the last person.
No, I would say like internet culture knows a bussy.
Okay.
And gay culture knows a bussy.
Okay.
And you would be on the outskirts of that. No offense.
None taken.
So, anyways, I because we're not gay, I feel like I don't have.
We're not gay.
I feel like, no, but like, I feel like I'm not in a place to be like, oh, this is queer baiting, because
Got it.
this Dixon Dallas is the artist name of the guy.
Dick's in Dallas or Dixon Dallas?
Dixon.
Okay, got it.
But that is quite funny.
Yeah.
Dixon Dallas is the alter ego of Jake Hill, who is a like very straight sounding like pop punk rapper man.
Okay.
And so
What do you mean by straight sounding, by the way?
I mean, you know exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
What I mean by that. And so because we're not gay, I feel like I'm not in a place to define like whether this is queer baiting or
phone
not.
a friend?
So I went on Reddit because I was like, is like I'm not in a place where I feel like I'm allowed to, you know, make that decision.
Like, when did Reddit become like the litmus test or like the universal source of truth for like whether or not something is gay or queer baiting?
So this is the subreddit called Gay Bros.
Oh.
This person says, my favorite quote is, "There's no law that says I can't write a song about getting my booty cheeks bounced off of, even if he is straight." He isn't out but doesn't want to be labeled. His sexuality is his business, and he hasn't outright labeled himself, but has that he doesn't care and doesn't want to be put in a box. Basically, it's unknown if he makes the music as an alter ego to express himself or if it's all satire. I think the song sucks, but good for him, I guess.
Well,
a lot of people are like, oh, this is my summer anthem. Like, a lot of people are just into it because like there isn't a ton of gay repretation in country music.
Well, do you remember the
specifically.
Two Step? Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, I think this is the 2023 version of that.
This one's a little more vulgar, I think. I don't know if it's quite the same category.
Well,
the energy, maybe?
Yeah.
The lyrics are spot on. How many straights know about bussy? This is more than you think. They're starting to catch on.
So this is kind of like a bussy awareness campaign.
This kind of is a bussy. Oh, yeah.
Bussy visibility?
Bussy visibility.
Bussy awareness?
This person says he's straight and playing for shock value, not an ally. Ooh, see, like that's kind of where I was like, oh, this could definitely get a little messy.
Navigating the world of credit can feel like a maze, and not a fun maze you play during like the fall.
Not like in a corn maze.
No, not a corn
Love
maze.
a good corn maze.
A spiraling, stressful maze
Of credit.
Every turn you take, there's another wall. Whether you're just starting out or looking to rebuild, we know credit building isn't always easy. But what if we told you there's a game changer out there? Introducing the Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card.
This isn't your typical credit card. With the Chime Credit Builder, you are in control. So here's why it's game changer. So you can safely build your credit scores with every gas fill up, with grocery hauls, your morning coffee runs. Your everyday purchases now have a purpose. On-time payments will give your credit score a healthy boost. And the cherry on top, absolutely no annual fee, zero interest, and you can say goodbye to those pesky credit checks when you get started.
Building my credit was a journey with its fair shares of ups and downs. I wish I had had the Chime Credit Builder when I was navigating through that credit building. It would have made those first steps so much smoother. And it's not just about the features. It's about the peace of mind and the empowerment that comes along with them.
Chime also has a checking account that can get you paid up to 2 days earlier. With a qualifying direct deposit, you can get access to your money sooner. They also have a fee-free overdraft with SpotMe. Overdraft up to $200 of the fees with SpotMe when you set up a qualifying direct deposit. You can even pay friends through Chime, no matter what bank account they use, and cash out your money fee-free.
Start building your credit up. Open a Chime checking account with at least $200 qualifying direct deposit to get started. Get started at chime.com/WT9. That's chime.com/WT9. The Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card is issued by Stride Bank and a member FDIC. Chime checking account and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply. On-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Late payment may negatively impact your credit score. Results may vary.
You know the feeling when you discover an epic TV show after everyone else and you're like, why did I not watch this sooner? I've been missing out. Oh my God, that's Suits for Jeremy. That's literally Suits for Jeremy.
Were you not talking to me?
No, well, I was, and I'm so glad that you resonated with that because that is wildly true.
Yeah, I don't know when everybody else was watching Suits and I wasn't.
It was in 2015.
Well,
it was in 2015.
Today, still slaps.
Still slaps. Anyways, that's me with our latest sponsor, Skims. Their Fits Everybody collection is like if a cloud and your favorite stretchy pants had a baby. Seriously, it is so comfy that I sometimes check to make sure that I'm just like, that I maybe accidentally forgot to put on underwear and feels like you're going commando because I am... And yes, I am fashionably late to Skims. I know, okay. But now there's no turning back. Skims is creating the next generation of underwear for every body. I snagged their dip.
Wait, everybody.
Everybody. I'm so glad.
That was good.
So glad. I snagged their dip front thong, their boy shorts, and t-shirt bra. And for those who have had their share of thongs, you'll get you just know the importance of quality.
What's a dipped front thong?
It's just cuts, like the
cuts.
Like no, not cuts. Oh god, that's the shape. It's like a shape.
What do you
Description.
mean? It's dipped. Dipped in what?
Comfort.
Oh, okay.
So for those of you who wear thongs, you understand the importance of quality. With Skims, I genuinely feel empowered, secure in the knowledge that discomfort is not on the agenda for the day. From red carpet events to workouts and even my walks with Moose and Diggy, Skims is my go-to. The Fits Everybody collection of underwear is super lightweight and molds to your body. The buttery soft fabric stretches to twice its size without ever losing shape, meaning you get a perfect fit every single time. They're also available in sizes XXS to 4X. Believe the hype, Skims has over 100,000 five-star reviews for a reason. The Fits Everybody collection and more perfect fit essentials are available now at skims.com. Plus, get free shipping on orders over $75. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. All right, Tillies, we are currently transitioning from summer days filled with going out to eat and grilling up some steaks in the backyard. And by grilling up, I mean Jeremy going and grilling up steaks in the backyard or a turkey burger for me, into the less spontaneous routine that fall brings. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to cozier weather when it's not 120 degrees in LA. It has been not okay. And I'm looking forward to a less hectic social calendar. Now that I'm 30, I'm tired, okay? I'm tired.
Yeah. In your tired era?
I've also been making it a goal to start having more home-cooked meals to enjoy during the weeks. And luckily, Caraway makes that look a lot more enticing. Caraway's non-stick kitchenware makes cooking a breeze and cleanup easier than ever. With so many collections of their internet-famous kitchenware to explore, there's a Caraway for every kind of cook. A non-toxic, chemical-free ceramic coating means food can be prepared with peace of mind that no hard-to-pronounce chemicals will leach into your healthy ingredients. And honestly, I'm not someone who's ever really cared about that much. Like, I'll cook with anything. But Jeremy, shockingly, is the one who is like, oh my God, that pan is seeping something. And so we've now thrown all of those out and replaced them with our Caraways.
Thank you.
I truly didn't even know that you had to look out for toxic ceramic coating in other pots and pans. So anyways, we will not be straying ever from our Caraways.
Every set comes in various modern shades to fit in with any design aesthetic and includes easy access storage solutions to keep the kitchen tidy, which is helpful for me because I'm not the best at keeping the kitchen tidy.
I mean, the self-awareness here is admirable.
Thank you. It starts with admitting you have a problem.
So we have the white Caraway set, and not only do they look cute, not only do they look cute on the stove, but the organization factor is such a game changer. I used to have to dig under a heavy pile of pots and pans to find the one I was looking for. But with Caraway, I don't have to worry about that.
Caraway also just came out with a new prep set, 10 essential knives and utensils designed for chopping better, prepping cleaner, and storing easier. Over 50,000 people have raved about their Caraway kitchen. Now it's time to try it for yourself. Visit carawayhome.com/wild to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/wild or use code WILD at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern.
So he actually made a statement. I forget who it was to originally. But it's been quoted a bunch. So he said he's from Alabama. So he's like, growing up in the South, you're taught how to think a certain way. I reached a point where I started thinking for myself. My music is a big fuck you to my past. No, I haven't disclosed my sexuality. I could be gay. I could be straight. I could be bi. At the end of the day, I feel like it doesn't matter. There's no law that says I can't write a song about getting my booty cheeks bounced off of.
That's the most Gen Z you should have ever heard.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I think it's good.
So he also was like, the amount of messages I get from people saying I'm a gay man, we don't have this type of music, it makes me feel seen, it makes me feel heard and comfortable in my skin. If somebody wants to cancel me, I don't care, I don't give a shit about any type of negativity. What's weird is that they are, quote unquote, teaming up for a co-headlining tour of like his other music and then also the Dixon Dallas music.
I feel like we're just in a transition phase, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, let us know because I feel like we don't have the grounds to make an actual opinion on this that matters.
Won't stop us usually. But this one's, I feel like the idea of like queer baiting in general is such like a weird and like, why anyone would go there is an interesting thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I could see the possibility of someone who sees an opportunity to make a viral song because, like, this truly is, like, one of the first of its kind. A country song for gay men that says bussy.
Right. But also, like, you got to think the response for the average person in Alabama to our buddy here releasing this would be interesting to fucking, like, read through.
Totally. When I was in Palm Springs, Mia had deleted TikTok off of her phone and just to like, you know, be more productive in life, which, you know, if I were to follow in those footsteps, I probably too could be more productive in life. Although I did have a crazy productive week this week. Anyways, she re-downloaded TikTok onto her phone. And so it gives you just like a general username that's like user 65432 blah, 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 whatever. And because TikTok, you know, tracks like everything that you do on your phone and Mia has an OnlyFans and, you know, like is in the sex worker industry, her For You page was the most unhinged thing I had ever seen in my entire life. I've never seen this side of TikTok before. And we were losing our absolute fucking minds because I was under the impression that when you would download TikTok and it gives you like a generic like username, it would show you like the top people and like science hacks and then eventually it tailors off. But she re-downloaded TikTok and it was just fucking 0 to 100 on the most unhinged. Literal nudity. The amount of coochies that I saw on TikTok.
I'm good on coochie TikTok.
I feel like if someone twerks a little too recklessly, they get like banned and their account taken down, the video removed. And so the fact that I was seeing literal labias was insane.
What's insane about it is that the amount of people on staff that TikTok has that is supposed to be like going through and moderating, I think like outnumbers just about any other social platform in existence.
Right.
So the fact that that's making it through, think about all the coochies that have been filtered out.
Oh, right. The amount of coochies that are, okay, so there was like, it was, there, I can't even, we were losing our goddamn minds. Okay, so for example, one of them, and we can't show any of them obviously because it's like
are you talking about like
nudity.
the mystery box?
It was
the little hidden box?
No. Oh, well, yeah, that was one of them. But okay, so because I feel like I just need to do my best to like describe this. You can visualize it without us having to show literal nudity on the podcast. Okay. So there is a CD girl, okay? And so she's showing, and hopefully,
a compact disc girl?
Dear God, that everyone knows what a CD is in our audience. There's a hole in the middle of a CD. And so she would be like holding up the CD, that's what the frame is, and the whole of the CD would pass over a compact mirror that's sitting in front of her. And for a split second, in the reflection of the compact mirror, are her fucking labias. And it's a split second shot. And so like AIs that are looking for coochies are most likely not gonna catch it because it thinks that it's like a TikTok of a CD or like showing like how shiny this disc is.
Yeah.
And it's a split second. Or for example, someone will use like the handle hole of a mug and they'll just like move their hand slightly and a nipple will appear in the hole of the handle. There was one where a girl was holding a Prime bottle, and at the very bottom of the screen are labias. What's the labia that's on the outside? Is it the majora? The menorah is, I think, on the inside, right?
Mazel.
I was going to say not to be confused with that. Labias, literal labias. So there's this whole community of people who are like doing these challenges of showing nudity in reflections that are like in the background of what they're trying to distract the algorithm and the AI. For any Gen Z who's never seen a CD before, here's the CD that we're talking about. So exactly where the cat is
Post floppy disk, pre DVD.
is the coochie.
Jeremy
was enraged.
So yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I discovered this at this point.
I came home from Palm Springs and I was like, Jeremy, I have to show you the most fucking unhinged TikToks I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. I feel like the soapbox is here. Forgive me in advance for being too wordy.
Here we go.
I'm 31 and a half years old.
Sure.
I have lived in an existence where anytime someone I knew, no matter how close or far away from me, got offended by something they saw on the internet, I thought that concept was ridiculous. Like the thought that like something would offend you on the internet, just don't watch, don't look at it. And I stand by that. And I'll double down on the fact that this is the first time in my life I saw something, which you showed me, that fucking weird whatever, and I was genuinely offended.
Disgusted. Jeremy was mad. He was mad.
I mean, and maybe it was because it was all women. I felt like more like polarized by it, but like the thought of like dudes who do this shit all the time in other weird ways, but like the thought of a dude, right, trying to camouflage.
Sneak. What did you just say?
Camouflage.
Stop it right now.
Camouflage.
Stop it right now. What did you say?
Oh my
God. Oh my God. Stop it right now. Is this happening? This is the best birthday gift you could possibly give me. It's still
Camouflage.
Stop it right now.
CAM.
Oh my! Give it to me again. Say it again.
I don't want to.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I cannot believe
you got
the
it.
role
You
reversal
got
is
there.
happening
You got
right now.
there. You had it.
You had it.
What is it?
With
you lost it
confidence.
for a moment.
With confidence.
With confidence. Go ahead.
Camouflage.
Oh, yeah, that was right. You were throwing an extra L in there somewhere, though.
I was throwing L's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you said camouflage.
Oh boy.
I cannot believe I got to live on the receiving end of that.
Can I get more Adderall up here?
Camouflage. I like camouflage better.
Okay. Back to what I was fucking saying. I think that
Camouflage wieners.
I genuinely think that any person who participates in this trend, who's over the age of 17, should one, be tried as an adult, but also two,
tried as an adult.
No, I think that this is one of the most like egregious oversteps in creeper fucking pedophile porn.
Oh my God.
This shit is unacceptable.
It's crazy. Some of the other ones that I'm remembering now too, there was this other kind of like category or subcategory of this like surprise nudity challenge.
It's not surprise nudity. This is like fucking like public indecency with the ability to use the internet. So it's like unlimited distribution of public decency. Like it used to be
Indecency.
20 to 30 indecency, yes. But like 30 years ago, if you wanted to go out on the fucking like corner and whip your dick out to everyone who's at that public spot, maybe 100 people maybe would see it, which is bad enough. This is on the internet for tens of thousands of millions of billions of people to fucking see. And
Some of these videos, sorry, go ahead, keep going.
I genuinely think that there is a reasonable case for you should be able to be tried with however many people saw that. That's how many counts of indecent exposure you should be subject to.
It was crazy.
You can't just fucking try and manipulate or get around some fucking like algorithm by showing your fucking anything to someone who didn't ask for that shit. That's so weird.
It was crazy. It was
so weird.
Crazy.
And like I very seldom do I feel like the platform is 100% responsible for figuring something out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah,
you have to.
I mean, it's what the minimum age I think for TikTok is 13.
Right.
Like 13-year-olds should not be seeing that shit.
What's interesting is the amount of like things, and I mean that broad, the amount of protocols, things, technology on the internet that is only in existence today because adult entertainment, porn in the 90s and 2000s needed some level of innovation to be able to mass distribute porn all over the place. You would be shocked. Like compression algorithms getting like
is because of
yes,
oh yeah, that's right, because they were putting it on the internet, right?
I mean, at a certain point in time, like over a third of all internet traffic was porn.
A third?
Do you understand how Netflix is a streaming service?
Yeah.
And YouTube as a service? Think about how much like later those things came around than the Kim Kardashian sex tape.
I guess I don't really know. like I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, like the amount of like innovation that had to take place so that people could get their porn quickly is shocking. You would have no idea.
Wow, that's wild. That deserves a Netflix documentary for sure.
Well, Cheryl, will you look up like the percentage of the internet that was porn in like, you know, the 90s and 2000s?
It has not gone down much.
Yeah.
Guys.
Wow. What?
Substantial.
Like about 35% to about 30.
Of what? Of what?
Of all internet traffic.
Of all internet traffic is porn?
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not kidding. Like everything I said was not a joke.
1/3?
Yeah.
Here I am watching capybara videos and like Googling like, can my dog eat celery? And meanwhile, the rest of the internet. That's crazy.
Yeah. Any other fun facts there, show?
Porn sites get more visitors than all major streaming services combined.
I believe that. Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. But like, there is a place for porn on the internet. And there's not one part of me that is like, although I think porn does terrible things to people that get addicted to it, there's not one part of me that thinks that you shouldn't be able to put your coochie on the internet in a NSFW labeled fucking site for people that want to see that shit.
Right.
Do your thing.
Right.
But you can't do it in a place that 14-year-olds are scrolling in between homework.
I wonder actually, what's the minimum age of Twitter? Because Twitter allows crazy nudity as well too. Like sometimes I've opened.
But if your birthday's under 18, I wonder if there's not more of a filter.
A filter on it, yeah.
And by the way, you mean X.
Fuck. No, fuck you, Elon. It's Twitter. It always will be Twitter, and it is forever Twitter. Trash site, anyways. Regardless. So yeah, it's Dicklet.
Smells like a fish tank.
No, it's okay. All of you are no stranger to my passion for ultimate comfiness, especially when it comes to my bed, because it's my favorite place to be horizontal. Literally, we get into bed every night and I'm like, I've missed being horizontal. So whether I am lost in a good book, taking a much needed midday nap, or binging RuPaul's Drag Race, my resting spot becomes my paradise. And since we started using the Buffy bedding, my definition of relaxation has transformed. Nestling into those sheets feels like they were made just for my comfort. If you thought you would experience the pinnacle of coziness, Buffy introduces you to a whole new peak.
Did you just say pinnacle of coziness?
Pinnacle of coziness. That's all I strive to achieve in life, is finding the pinnacle of coziness.
Oh my God.
To get more specific, I'm talking about their Breeze sheet set. You'll know that I am a slight victim to the night sweat, and I do want to blame that on my SNRIs.
She gets sticky.
And it is the absolute worst. Waking up drenched in sweat in the middle of the night, it's also extremely cute. The Breeze sheets have been a huge help in keeping me cool, which therefore has transformed the quality of my sleep.
The Buffy sheets are, without a doubt, the softest I've ever experienced. And when I compare them to our old ones, I'm surprised I'm kind of surprised we went so long sleeping on what now feels like sandpaper. Crafted from eucalyptus, their like texture surpasses that of both cotton and linen, now that I know the difference, and providing a much noticeably cooler touch. For those of you who are hot sleepers, it's worth noting that the research supports eucalyptus as being more breathable than traditional materials like cotton or linen.
Buffy products are consistently on best of lists. Architectural Digest and Glamour named the Buffy Breeze sheet set the best bed sheets of 2023.
Well, you've already named them the pinnacle of coziness for 2023.
You really like pinnacle. I'm gonna start making pinnacle.
You don't just use that word.
I'm gonna start making pinnacles of everything.
Okay.
And start dubbing things the pinnacle of blank.
Okay.
So see for yourself why Buffy has over 50,000 5-star reviews. Shipping is free, and if you don't love your Buffy sheets, there's a 50-night return policy on all orders with free shipping on returns and no return fees.
After 50 nights, you should know.
You'll
know after 5, but sure, after 50
you'll know
even
after
better.
5, but
Upgrade your bedding with the Breeze Sheet Set by Buffy. Go to buffy.co and use code WILD for 25% off your first order. That's buffy.co, promo code WILD for 25% off.
this show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Yeah, it is.
As it always is, BetterHelp, we love you. In my younger years and even today, doubts about my professional path frequently triggered anxious moments. The constant worrying of choosing the ideal direction for my life was daunting and often left me feeling alone. And what we call that in my world is a spiral.
There are times in our journey where difficult choices arise and the path forward is not clear, whether it's around work, personal relationships, or other matters. Therapy provides clarity, helping you remain true to your wants and needs throughout life's journey.
Therapy has taught me the importance of staying grounded in the present and listening to my inner voice when faced with crucial decisions. Without this, I'm convinced I'd remain just entangled in that cycle of uncertainty. I would just stay in the spiral, just continuously spiraling.
A spirally entanglement.
A spirally entanglement is how my life would remain without therapy. And just like any skill, the more you trust in your choices that resonate with your core beliefs, the more natural it becomes.
If you're contemplating beginning therapy, consider trying BetterHelp. It's a completely online platform designed for convenience and adaptability and can fit around your timetable. Simply complete a short survey to be paired with a licensed therapist, and you can change therapists at any time for no extra cost.
Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/WT9 today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/WT9. So I think the moral is that if you feel the need to show your labias, one, feel free to go monetize that and make an OnlyFans. Or two, go find an NSFW subreddit or an appropriate 18 plus website to do so, and not to the children of TikTok.
Obviously we had the internet when we were kids.
Yeah.
But like photos and videos.
You know what it's giving the same energy of is
Yeah.
when you would download a LimeWire song and it would accidentally be something
Accidentally.
like the amount of what was that one and I did not fuck Monica Lewinsky, who was
I did not have
Yeah,
sex with that woman.
the amount of songs that I tried to download of LimeWire and it ended up being that exact audio.
Okay, people under the age of 30 will never understand. Like when you downloaded something from BearShare, LimeWire, and Napster, there was a 115% chance that someone had put their little tag
Yes.
on top of it.
Yes.
To the point where I hear songs from back in the day on the radio, and I think it's
I'm like,
missing
it's
a part.
missing a piece. Yeah.
Where'd you find this? Like, damn, son. Wait, like Shoshana's like, what are you guys talking about?
I know.
Like the fact that I used to have like a torrent client on a separate computer to be able to.
Oh, that's smart. So you could just corrupt the fuck out of that one instead of your main.
Were you just using your main computer for that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So you were a LimeWire girl?
I was a LimeWire girlie for sure.
I shuffled back between BearShare and LimeWire.
Yeah, a little bit of BearShare, but I was a LimeWire girlie, true and true, I think.
Yeah. But like the fact that like we couldn't see a preview.
No.
We had to go off whatever somebody had titled it.
Yes.
The fact that we don't all just have viruses is
We did have
incredible.
viruses.
All of us.
Yeah, we
at
all
times.
had viruses. Yeah, exactly. We all had viruses.
Yeah.
So that was a crazy side of TikTok and also for some reason they had also grouped in breastfeeding talk alongside surprise coochie talk, which I think are two different things. Because breastfeeding talk, I think, had a lot more educational purpose than surprise prime bottle and coochie talk. And so it was odd that they had grouped all of that together. But I think that they somehow the algorithm had
Right.
grouped. Okay, this is the other part that I still have trouble processing is that if her entire algorithm they had showed her was like sexual nudity, the algorithm knew enough that there was a surprise coochie alongside the prime bottle to show that TikTok
Okay.
and put it in that algorithm,
I would
but wouldn't
love
take it down.
nothing more than a data scientist to be able to explain that to us. Because I agree. If it's putting it, well, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're the same thing.
Yeah.
But if you are correct,
Yeah.
and the algorithm is
No,
tagging,
like it was back to back. We were losing our goddamn minds because every single scroll was
Right.
nudity. Every single scroll. And so for them to know how to accurately group those
Right.
into an algorithm for nudity, but not remove them.
Data scientist here. This algorithm we speak of is trained by people, and
Right.
Yeah.
you know who owns TikTok knows everything. So
right.
it is all intentional, I believe.
Yeah. I mean,
Listen, the algorithm that they gave to us on a girls trip, it was they retained our attention. That's for sure.
there's a world where because Mia's probably done a lot of boob-related searching and communication because
Yeah.
of like her
But you would think that breastfeeding talk would be more along the
but
lines of like mom talk.
But even just like using the word breast, copying things that contain the word breast
Mm-hmm.
and breastfeeding have some like overlap.
sure.
I mean, like there's more there like as to why that was appearing
Right.
for Mia.
Yeah, I guess.
That could, I think, like skew this.
But they weren't showing, you know how many boob job TikToks there are? That they showed none of those to us. It was just actual titties.
Yeah.
Losing our minds.
Why can't my TikTok be filled with titties? You know what it's filled with?
You know how many guys were commenting on all of those TikToks and they were like here to like reconfirm my algorithm, like here to keep this in my like it was.
Can you imagine commenting publicly? Here to keep this in my algorithm.
Yeah, love this. This surprise coochie is great. Want to keep seeing more of this. It was wild. It was wild. And so she was sending them all to her boyfriend, Jerry. And I asked Jerry in preparation for this episode, because I was like, I wanted to see if there were any that were like not as crazy that we could potentially show.
Yeah.
And half of them have already been taken down. So they do get taken down eventually. But the amount of those videos that had like 1 million likes and had crazy amounts of engagement and still we're out there showing surprise labias.
I mean, for anyone who's watched Silicon Valley, there's an episode that talks about hot dog, no hot dog.
Oh yeah. This is labia, no labia.
Right. But what's a food or a common everyday object that could be swapped out with a labia? What's the most labia-like food you could think of? Show, the floor is open for you as well.
I'll give this one to Lauren.
See, it's hard because I feel like if you could take some pieces of lettuce or cabbage.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
And then add it to a cantaloupe or something.
What? What?
It's sentences like that make men everywhere feel justified in never finding the clitoris. Because you just described what I can only think of as like a vegetable crime scene for labia.
I'm thinking
What were you thinking?
If I were to have
camouflage.
If I were to have to like construct a labia out of food, like what elements would I need?
Babe, I think I know the next DIY series right now.
Like I would tear 2 pieces of lettuce, probably romaine, off as labias, and like not super big. And I mean, listen, labias come in all shapes and sizes, so maybe some labias are
welcome
much
back
bigger.
to Is It Cake? Vegetable edition?
I saw this girl who was thinking about getting a labia reduction because she called her labias an Audi.
What?
Oh boy.
What do you mean?
She called her labias an Audi.
What? No, I heard you.
Right.
What do you mean?
She referred to hers as a meatball.
Okay.
And the labias were on the outside. You know what the labia is, right?
Barely. I know what a labia is more than I know what a bussy is.
Right.
Or at least
Which is crazy because you have a bussy.
Okay. Okay. So where does the labia stop and the next part begin?
So there's a labia majora, and the labia minora, I think.
Mazel.
And muzzle.
Yeah.
And those are like the. Can we actually, because this is educational?
Yeah.
I think that we can.
We can do a caricature.
If it's illustrated, right?
Yeah, illustrated.
Yeah, if it's illustrated.
Yeah.
We can get.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Yeah.
Oh. All right. Let me just put educational in front of there.
Educational science podcast. Oh, this is a great one.
Great.
Yeah. This is so okay. Clitoral hood, clitoral head. That's where it is, babe. Urethral opening, not the same hole as the actual vaginal opening.
I can confirm I've never seen one of these.
Okay, so then there's the labias, the inner and the outer.
Okay, quick question. Where do you pee?
The pee hole, the urethral opening. It's between the vaginal opening and the clitoral head.
Okay. Can we get to scale? I feel like if there was a dime.
I mean.
Okay. What's the labia majora do versus the minora?
Mazel. I think it's just
Not for you.
I think it's probably just to generally protect, like it's giving eyelashes of the vagina.
Okay. Right.
Like keeping stuff out.
I would have thought that's the dam.
The dam.
Or it's just poorly labeled. You know what the problem is?
That's gooch.
Guaranteed.
The dam is gooch.
Guaranteed. Bunch of dudes in white lab coats probably handed these out at some point. So
what's the actual scientific explanation of what the labia is for?
I just want to know how we go from labia majora, labia minora to vaginal opening and the dam.
The dam is the gooch.
You're telling me your gooch is a dam?
You also have a damn gooch. Gooch dam.
Yeah, Lauren, you're right. It's just like to protect everything else.
That's what I was thinking. Like an eyelash.
Yeah,
but
like
less
an eyelash.
Hair.
Not always.
I can't. Anyways, this has been a science episode of Wild Till. I think we should move into hotline questions now.
It can't get hotter than this, but yeah.
Actually, there's a specific hotline question, babe, that is for you. That is very actually in the same vein of these science questions that I'm so excited for you.
All right, let's hit the fucking hotline.
Okay, but there's a question for you that I'm so excited. We need to start with that one. As always, the Wild Till hotline email will be in the description box. If you can send us your audio or video messages, that is how you can.
What is the email?
Wild Till, no. WT9hotline@gmail.com.
Number 9?
The number 9.
WT number 9 at hotline.
It's in the description.
Okay, great.
Also, some of you send really great stories in text format.
Ooh, that's fun, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not
no,
fun.
it's not
It's not
fun.
fun.
It's not fun.
So-
it is, but like it's just so like the amount that gets added to a story when we get to hear it in their voice with
Right.
their context changes everything.
Okay, would we accept?
No.
No question. Would we accept a submission if they used one of the TikTok voice changers but still said it?
That's fine. I've
Okay.
always said that you can add it. If you want to add a voice changer to it, fucking send it.
Okay,
Send
got
it.
it. So that's
But
acceptable.
like it's just not as fun when we read it
Right.
versus it being in their voice.
Also, remember to put if you need this to be like extra confidential at the bottom. So we
yeah, we can change your name.
yeah.
Okay, ready?
Born ready. Great fucking graphics.
Thank you.
My questions are a little bit less serious and just a little silly, if we're being honest. Because I was kind of hurt that you missed these out in your answering questions that girls want to know about guys video. The first one is, can men feel it in their penis when they're peeing? Like, do you feel the pee flowing through? I would just very much like to know. Also, before you answer, Jeremy, I'd like Lauren to give her estimate, and this has gotten really long. Oops. My other question is, how does it, when you're sitting down and pooping, the poop not get on your penis? Yeah, as someone who's also hoping to be part of the entertainment industry, I genuinely believe art and even YouTube and social media can change worlds and change lives, and I love you guys for doing that and being a part of it.
insightful outro of that at the end, just being like the entertainment world and that YouTube can just change the world, but also, do you get poo on your penis?
What we've done here, Lauren, is cultivated our friends.
These are the exact
that
people.
Yeah. Like if we just got in a room sometime and just hung out, that's the kind of shit that I would expect and hope for. Like if I could craft the perfect
Oh God.
like listener,
Yeah.
it's her.
It's her.
Okay.
Okay, so no, I've actually been instructed to go first.
Yeah, right. No, go ahead.
About can you feel the pee go through your penis?
Yes.
Okay, so we have actually talked about this before because I've told Jeremy how like when girls pee, I feel like it kind of just falls out.
Lauren describes it as if like you're basically holding water in the palm of your hands.
Yes.
And at any point in time,
It could
it's
just come out.
and I would say anywhere between 1 and 11 times per week, Lauren does something very normal or like turns a corner and goes, I almost peed. Or I think I peed a little.
No, I very, very rarely almost pee. I very rarely actually pee a little, but the amount of times that I almost pee is quite frequently, which probably is on me that I need to be doing more Kegels. But I think that... So my answer here...
What's the title of this podcast?
I
gonna
don't
be?
know. I'm not. It's just we are... Should we have Bill Nye on?
Yes.
My answer is I think that you can't feel the pee going through your
Okay.
penis. Maybe you can feel it leaving, but you can't feel it actually going through. Like that feels weird to think about. Like if you like the inner sensation of pee going through it.
Okay. And can you feel the pee passing through your urethra?
I can feel pee always.
Okay. Let's get that checked.
No, but your urethra goes like in a straight line.
Don't tell me what my urethra does. Okay.
Your
Which you're not
urethra
gonna do.
goes straight line. Like my urethra, I feel like is different than yours.
We've talked about the straightness of it. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say that you can here's why I think you can feel it.
Oh.
When going back to your whole women are just
follow.
one hiccup away.
Especially if you've had a baby. The amount of people who've had a baby who can just pee.
So when you really have to pee, I remember like in school, I would be sitting there in math class and like, you know, the fucking teacher's like rambling on about some shit. Remember like when you used to have like asked to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
And they would be very specific or try and like pass some weird like, now you've already gone this week. You can't go again.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck off.
Yeah.
When I had to pee really badly, I would literally feel my member holding what it felt like the water in. And it feels like it's right at the dam.
Okay.
Or whatever the end of it is called for us. Like, and you can almost like feel as if like last line of defense. It's almost like liquid prairie dogging.
Wow.
Yeah.
Prairie dogging, though, I think is a little bit different where it like the prairie dog analogy is that it like pokes its little head out and then goes back in. So I feel like
it's hard putting that
we
back.
can't quite
Yeah, no, it's definitely hard to like
put that back in.
But it feels as if
I see.
you know, like pre prairie dog.
Yeah.
It feels like that at the extreme.
Okay.
But like normally,
So that's a yes then.
normally I would agree you could feel it at the end.
Yeah.
But like, if you really thought about it, I feel like you can kind of feel it passing through.
Huh.
But not, you don't like consciously feel like, oh, yeah, great. But like, but you can feel, and like, I almost think about this because a post-sex pee and a non-post-sex pee are very differently.
Yeah.
And you can almost feel, you're very aware of just how.
No, it's crazy that like jizz leaves the same tube as pee does.
Yeah, no, it's a multi-purpose vehicle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like you guys have a lot of weird holes and things down there that like.
A lot of holes.
I think it's a lot of conspiracy, like the whole like clitoris to begin with, obviously fake.
Obviously.
But for us, we just do everything to that same hole.
That's crazy.
It's like a bachelor's.
Where are you going with this?
Like, you know, like how like dudes will like use the same, like, you know how I use the same towel on my face as I do everywhere else?
Disgusting, yes.
I use the same hole for everything too.
Yeah, I think without that analogy, I did understand, but yes, thank you so much.
I want to make sure that everybody's aware.
Okay, and then the poop,
Question. Do you have you ever wondered this, or has this ever been a struggle? Because I think this is the wrong question.
No, I've never thought about this just because I feel like I do understand I guess I have thought about though, like where a penis would go in regards to the poop dropping.
Yep. Yeah.
Because it's not like you'd want to sit it on the toilet seat outside of it. You know what I mean? But then also too, if everything's inside the bowl, like that feels like close proximity that could be dangerous.
So I don't think any woman could appreciate the different shape
of a toilet
bowls can be.
Wow.
Like men do.
Right.
Because, you know, some are like elongated.
Yeah.
Like our toilets at home are longer.
Okay.
Every time
like
I
more
go.
of an oval.
More of it. Exactly.
Okay.
Every time I go home to my like childhood toilet.
Yeah.
I think back to how in the fuck did I ever take a number 2?
Yeah.
Without like fucking moving this thing left to right.
Did you just throw it over your shoulder? Jeremy just made the motion of throwing his dick over his shoulder.
In a plane, that's what it feels like.
So, wait, but could you...
I'll tell you what I do in a plane, because you asked.
Okay.
If I have to pee and do a number 2 on a plane,
right?
God forbid, I will pee standing up.
And then sit down.
And then I will hold myself while finishing the number 2, because that's a little space.
But you're sitting down for the number 2, right?
Who sits down for number 2s? Yes. But like there's no, whoever's designing plane toilets is either
a female.
3 foot, right.
Yeah.
Whoever at Boeing, Airbus.
Because they're not thinking about the wieners.
Either they are the
wieners on board.
Either they are the number 1 and number 2 biggest like growers the world's ever seen.
Sure.
Or they're just doing it to spite men, which I understand.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe they're trying to like discourage guys from pooping on planes.
Right. Because it's less of a a.
Can you peep and poop at the same time?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's weird.
Okay.
But going back to the whole point of like, I feel like gravity takes care of number 2, not getting on your member. However, gravity also is the reason why, depending on the depth of a toilet bowl,
Right.
or the fucking
length, yeah,
you might have to be careful it doesn't dip in or touch the front of the bowl, because
oh my God, oh, that's awful.
There's
Yeah, that's gross.
potentially
Contact. You make
nothing
contact.
right. There's nothing worse than making
Contact.
like head to bowl contact
Oh.
in a public setting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Right.
Oh.
Right. I don't.
Oh, that's awful.
You're telling me.
That's awful.
I think anybody over the age of 20 who's had to deal with enough public restrooms,
Yeah.
even if they are a shower, wishes they were not. For just that reason alone.
Oh God, I can't even process this.
Yeah. No, it's not great.
That's awful. Wow.
And as a sitting peer, I know quite a bit about this.
Wow. Okay. Well, I hope that answered your question. Caller number 1 from a
I
penis
can't believe
holder.
we have questions beyond this. Like that seems like the most, by the way, on-brand question, an on-topic question.
No, that's
we could have
I
covered.
said there's a question that is so perfect to follow up after this.
Like we couldn't have spent more time talking about the illustrated labia, and
Yeah.
I'm really glad that we rounded it out with this.
Yeah. No, me too. Me too.
All right.
Number 2.
Caller number 2.
Hi, Lauren and Jeremy. I'm
Hi.
a big fan of the pod. I need some advice on some friend shit. So basically, this past weekend, my boyfriend and I, he tried to dump me, and I said no. And we are both very in love. We have a really healthy relationship, and he makes me really happy. And we decided that we were just going to communicate more. He was going to let me know when he needs space, and he's also going to like actively make more time for me because he works in a different province. Lauren, big shout out, Canadian listener over here. He works in a different province, and when he is home, he still has like a bunch of little like side hustles. He's like super driven and really inspires me to be the same way. And we're in love, and we're not going to break up. And we kind of got over it and decided that we were going to work on a relationship and make it work, and that we want to spend the rest of our lives together, which, you know, things can change in the future. I understand that, but we want to make it work because we're in love. And I tell my friends this, and they basically just shit on him and are talking shit about him to me, and I'm sure to other people. And I think it's really unfair because they, 1, don't know him that well, and 2, they are kind of catty. And I love my friends, and I don't want to lose them, but I don't want to choose them over my boyfriend because that's like a huge red flag. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how to get it through their heads that mature relationships go through hurdles. And the only friend that's really supporting me, she's been with her boyfriend for like 10 years. And the other 2 are like, one's in a pretty new relationship, and the other one's literally never had a boyfriend, and she's 24. So I'm just not sure how I should talk to them about this because I don't appreciate the way they talk about him, and I do stand up for him and kind of tell them to shut the fuck up, but I also don't want to push my friends out of my life. But I don't think it's respectful for them to talk about my relationship the way they do, or talk about the man that I intend to birth babies for. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I can't wait to hear it on the pod, hopefully. Love you guys. Send kisses for Diglett and Moosey Goosey. Thank you so much.
Is that best friend number 2?
Oh, wow. Yeah, seriously.
I have so many thoughts.
I also have so many thoughts. I, 1, love the self-awareness and the confidence to say no, and the confidence in the relationship, because my best guess is that it sounds like he was like, we live in separate provinces. Yep. I'm so busy, and we love each other, but like maybe this isn't going to work out. And you were like, no, we can do it. And like, I respect that. I think that like there is a time and place where you can say no and fight for your relationship. And it sounds like this is the time and place of that conversation. I also think that like, obviously giving your friends the benefit of the doubt, I would hope that they have your best interests in mind and they want what's best for you. So I think from their perspective, maybe they are, you know, they think that you would be better off with someone who's local. And like you said, like they don't know your relationship and they don't know him the way that you do. And it's impossible to share all of the positives. So if they're only seeing the negatives and if they're getting the narrative that like he wanted to potentially not be with you, I guess I'm hoping that they just want what's best for you and want to protect you and want you to be happy. And I think they're going about it obviously the wrong way, because like being in the middle of friends who don't approve of your boyfriend or don't like your boyfriend and still also being with your boyfriend is a really, really shitty place to be. But I think it's a conversation that is very doable, and hopefully your friends can be mature enough to accept that this is what you want. And even though it's hard, and I forgot to put my ring on today. I don't want your Aura ring. Oh, you
I'll
threw your
take mine
Aura
off
ring
too.
off. I think this conversation is very doable, though. I think that, like, assuming that they want what's best for you, if you're able to communicate that to them, hopefully it can just put a stop to them sharing negative thoughts. Because maybe their intention is to try to flip your mind in terms of not being with him and ending the relationship, because they think that's what's best for you and what's going to make you happy, and they're doing it with good intention and just not going about it the right way.
Agreed with basically everything you just said. I think the thing I'll add is what I have learned only through experience is when it comes to sharing parts about your relationship, or specifically about your partner with your friends, I like to live by the rule that unless the person I'm sharing this with has not only my best interests, but the relationship's best interests and my partner's best interests, then if I choose to share that information with them, and I don't think that they might not, I don't have confidence that they have the best interest of everyone involved, not just me.
Yeah.
I need to take whatever they say with a grain of salt. And it's not to say that like you can't share it, but don't explain why you feel the way you do. Like, your job is to share where you're at, your feelings. You don't need to convince your friends as to whether or not you were right or wrong by doing it. They're going to give you their opinions. But if there's somebody who doesn't like your boyfriend or doesn't respect your boyfriend, or most importantly, doesn't respect your relationship in the first place, you can't expect anything that comes out of their mouth to be not biased. And also, they probably do have your best intentions in mind. They probably aren't just trying to make you feel bad, but somewhere along the way, they got the perspective that that relationship isn't healthy anymore. They're just saying what they think you should hear. That doesn't mean that it's right. That doesn't mean it's correct. But also, I don't think that it's your job or your responsibility to have to explain or try and win back people's perspectives. It's just your job to share where you're at, and your friends are going to either support or not support that. Like, you share more about, I feel like, your everything with your friends than I do, and I feel like most guys do. So like it's different in general.
Yeah.
But the amount of times that I've heard like feedback about a partner when they're not in the room from people that don't respect or like them in the first place, that I'm like, that's just unfair, is way more, I feel like, common than someone standing up for someone they don't like because their friend's just being ridiculous in the first place.
I think beyond this, though, like the conversation that needs to happen is the conversation between her and her friends to say, hey, like, I know that you guys might think that this is what's best for me, but I'm choosing this right now, and I would love your support, and I don't like hearing the negative stuff that you have to say. Totally understand that maybe he's hurt me in the past and you have my best intentions and you just want me to be happy, and I totally understand why you feel like that sometimes, but like, I'm choosing to move forward, I'm choosing to move past this, and I'm choosing to stay with him, and I would love your support. And I think that like that is a simple enough conversation, straightforward, that if your friends can't get on board with that, then like obviously that would really suck, and it would be a bigger conversation of like, is this someone that I want to have in my life right now?
I also think like starting the conversation with, I want to have a hard conversation, and like sharing how much their opinion and friendship means to them.
Yeah.
But and like in the same breath that you're saying how important their friendship and how important their opinion is, also just being honest about the fact that because their opinion and because the perspective is important, it really, really sucks that she feels like she can't share where she's at with her partner with them without getting backlash. It's then their responsibility to take that into consideration.
And I think also too, like even on the friend side, sometimes it is hard to be the friend supporting the friend who's in a relationship that, I mean, obviously it sounds like they're very healthy and turbulent or whatever, or sorry, that is very healthy and in love. But sometimes it can be hard to be on the outside of that.
Healthy turbulence.
Sure, a little healthy turbulence.
Yeah.
Like they hit a little bump. right? So it's like, sometimes it is hard to be the friend that's supporting that friend that's in the relationship, and you never know if you're saying the right thing. And obviously they're not doing the best job right now, but I think a conversation can be had for them to do a better job of being a better friend. And hopefully they want to be a better friend.
Right. But in a world where, for the reason they can't get over the hump, right, and they just like can't seem to bring themselves to support it, I think then it like, if the friendship is important to you, which sounds like you have your stuff figured out, which I love that. The fact that you said, no, you're not going to break up with me. And I understand you just need something different and we can work towards that. Goals, amazing. I think taking into consideration whether or not you think that your friends are ready to support you in this relationship, and then just deciding what you do and don't share with them in the future, half of the battle right there.
Caller number 3, our last caller on the hotline today.
My question, am I the asshole or do I just have a shitty best friend? Backstory, I have 2 best friends. One's a good one, one's a bad one. We've been friends for about 5 years.
Okay.
My mom passed away about 5 months ago. And when it happened, I put into our group chat that we have together, the 3 of us, that I'm going through something. My mom passed away. I don't need anything right now. I'm doing like, okay. So I got a normal response from the good best friend, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for your loss. Whatever you need, all that. The bad best friend, radio silence. I heard nothing from her. 2 weeks had passed. Me and the good best friend had been chatting semi-normally in the chat about just random, unrelated things. The bad best friend was ignoring all the messages, which is so unlike her. We talk every day in there, and it's really rare that we miss a day. So after about 2 weeks had passed, she randomly put in there something gossip-related, like completely disregarded the big bomb that I dropped in the chat, completely disregarded all of that, she did not address it, did not acknowledge it. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. If the first thing out of your mouth is, I'm so sorry for your loss, you have my condolences, don't say shit to me. And I still will die on that hill. And I haven't talked to her for about 5 months because I just can't. Am I the asshole for expecting a normal response from my best friend? Or is she just a shitty person for not being decent enough to do it? I would love to hear some think pieces, some opinions on the matter. I love you guys so much. And sorry this is so long. Bye.
Well, first off, we're sorry for your loss.
100%. And that should be the first thing out of everyone's fucking mouth when they hear that news.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Wait, hold on. The bomb, though, at the end, like, obviously there was the initial bomb of, like, my mom has passed. But, like, her saying that they haven't talked in 5 months after this is crazy. I was not expecting that.
I mean, I guess and something else she said at the end that it's just top of mind is the whole, like, are you crazy or ridiculous or the bad person, whatever, for expecting a normal response? You at least a response.
Oh, my God.
Confirming and, like acknowledging, even if they did a bad job of acknowledging it, acknowledging it.
No, that's so crazy. And it almost sounds like they have an issue with showing empathy.
Something.
That's like, there's got to be something there with the shitty friend.
Even if you're a shitty, like my friends who have a tendency and have a really, like they have a knack for saying the wrong thing at the wrong time always. Like they would at least have acknowledged it in their way, and I would have been like, "Oh God, you of course of all ways,
like that was a little rough,
of all the ways
like,
to say that, sure."
Mm-hmm.
But like not acknowledging it at all,
right?
Feels like it's almost
iceberg. It's almost like they don't want to give you attention. Is what it feels like. Is that they've got an issue showing empathy for someone else, and an issue giving you the attention that you deserve in that moment. And whether it's 10 seconds of I'm so sorry, let us know if you need anything, or so sorry, literally so sorry for your loss. 5 fucking words. Love you.
Well, and
7.
Also, the whole 2-week thing. Let's give this person the benefit of the doubt and say that they were really busy that day.
Totally.
And the next day. And then 3 days later, when they finally looked at the group thread, they realized they missed a really important thing. And now it's like, it's been too much time.
Yeah.
That's when they needed to respond with anything.
Literally anything. Even if they were like, how are you doing?
It reminds me of the time that I was in a group thread with a bunch of people, and you know me in group threads, and someone came out in the group thread, and I had missed a call from that person, and it was one of those things where I knew that I couldn't respond to the group thread the day later. I needed to like call and be like, I can't believe I missed this amazing news in this case.
Yeah.
So that they knew I wasn't giving them the silent treatment.
Yeah.
I wish that I knew what made this person a bad friend overall to begin with.
Totally.
Because I'd love to know if this is linked or correlated.
Right.
But this feels like a fundamental issue.
Absolutely. I also think that if you have a friend that's incapable of showing empathy and like being supportive as a friend in like one of the most traumatic things that could potentially happen to you in your entire life, that bitch has got to go. That bitch just gotta go. And like, of course, like obviously 5 months is a long period of time where you could have had a conversation to be like, hey, just like want to make sure you saw that text that like my mom has in fact passed away.
Yeah.
And like it's been a really hard time and I would have loved your support. Like obviously there's a conversation to be had there if you would like to continue that friendship. But I also think there's nothing wrong with them not acknowledging that and you just saying goodbye to that friend.
Yeah. I think although they don't like, no one gets to choose how somebody else grieves.
Absolutely.
I love that saying.
Yeah.
But at the same
Agreed.
time, you do get to choose who you like. I'm going to assume that thread was one of the first things that you went to or did after finding out this terrible news. And so it's like that thread will be a 1-to-1 next time. Like,
yeah, exactly. I think also too, if that friend is confused why you're no longer friends, even better reason for them to stay in the past.
right. And maybe for your own closure, you might want to like, out of respect for the friendship you had, you might want to broach it with them just so like you feel better about it.
I just feel like this sounds like the type of person where if she were to try and have that conversation 5 months later, they would try and victimize themselves about something that was going on in their life. And again,
But like,
maybe something was happening. Maybe something's happening. But it sounds to me like this person would not show the empathy now that they were looking for. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like they're not going to handle it well.
I think it's still, for me, I think it would be more beneficial to have a bad conversation and get closure than have no conversation at all and have it be open-ended.
Sure. I mean, I think if that's part of like your grieving process that will help you move past that, totally.
Yeah.
But I also think it's okay if like they weren't there for you as a friend and they are either confused or not about why you're not communicating anymore.
Right. But at the same time,
Also, the other part of this is that if they haven't talked in 5 months, this other friend hasn't reached out to be like, hey, where have you been?
right, because I would have asked my friend, if the good friend,
Yeah.
have you heard from the bad friend?
Yeah.
Did they call
Yeah.
or what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're like, the society in general is getting really bad at communicating, me included. But there's some things where it's like, even just be a bad communicator. Like, figure it out. Do something.
Yeah.
Show sign of life.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, my
That
opinion
sucks.
is NTA, not the asshole.
No,
You are not the asshole.
Definitely not the asshole.
Friend is the asshole.
But I think for yourself,
Cleanse that bitch.
Cleanse it. and
Cleanse
whether
that
whether you
bitch.
need to circle back to confirm to cleanse, or you can walk away. Great. You should cleanse.
Cleanse that bitch.
Yes.
Well, on that note, I'm so glad that we learned
Identified labias.
about peeping and pooping at the same time. Also, I do want to be clear that that is peeping. I don't know where that came from, but we say
Peeping?
that with the dogs. That did you peep? Did you peep?
I'm glad that camo and camouflage are.
I cannot believe we got to witness that live for the very first time that you've ever done that. Oh my God. There's moments on the podcast where I'm like, I cannot believe that we got to capture that. And that was one of those. Camouflage.
And this will be the last episode of Wild Til 9. Latvia, it was good to hang out.
I'll be back with a solo episode without Jeremy next week.
I'll bring it up with my therapist and we will go from there. See you later. Bye.